Hey, IDS 301. Welcome to Module 2, Video 1. I am set up here. I know I am. Uh, so let's get going. I got a lot of ground to cover today. Okay, I want to do some reminders, my housekeeping type of thing. And again, I'm even going to preface that with, you know, if I always recommend you taking notes, of course, through the videos, the readings and such. Hopefully you have a notebook of some type, notes on your laptop, something like that, that you can remember these things that I kind of shoot off rapid fire. Um, Quizzes have to be done on time, okay? I think with this course, you're going to get your first quiz this weekend. They need to be done on time. The quizzes shut down the day they're due at midnight, okay, or 11:59. So be sure you get that done, all right? Um, uh, okay, so Easter eggs, great, big improvement over the emails. I really want to keep it simple. It's nobody has to reinvent the wheel. Just need your 301 class in the subject line. Your name is already on the email, right? You don't have to introduce what you're doing. You don't have to. You just got a one, two, three, um, and you're done, right? List them one, two, three. Don't write them in sentences, okay? And I just like you to get used to that because it's easier and quicker, easier for you, easier for me. All right. Um, yeah, you don't have to say I am so and so. Okay, I know who you are. I see it in the title of the thing, and then if you sign your name below that, it's kind of redundant. I just want to keep it going. So less is more here. In terms of hot links or linking, when you post a link in your introduction, etc., wherever it comes up, at the end of it, you hit enter, and that makes the hot link. So you'll notice in some people's discussions, you can see their video there, and you can see, it's just click on it, whatever. And you can see on some, it's just the long string of things that you're supposed to copy and paste. They did not hot link it. Hot link it is just, hit enter. I didn't deduct points for that, of course, but I wanted to make that a point for you going forward. It's kind of like pro tip, hit enter. Even in emails, you copy a link, hit enter, and you'll see that it gets hot. Okay. I also want to remind people as we move along in the course, if you see any scores missing, like especially from Easter eggs, sometimes I'll just be doing things and Easter eggs come in and I reply to you and then I'm just ready to enter it and something comes up, phone call, what have you, and I forget to put the 5 points in. If a week goes by and you don't see that five, let me know, okay? Because I need to add that, and it's simple for me to search for your email and know that I did that. So I want you to do that throughout the course, all right? I'd like you to look at my comments, even if you get 100% of the score, just to see if I had anything to say about it, because there are instances where, yes, I gave full points. However, I want to mention this or that to you about that, okay? And so just don't assume, oh, got 100% on that, move along. Double check, okay? So let's talk about integration, right? Okay, so I would say that the most of you, 2/3 to 3/4, used the word integration, a form of integration in your discussion. And you know which discussion I'm talking about. What is it? 1.2, right? Um, that's what I was looking for, integration. And I think most of you noticed that from, sorry, saw some. Most of you saw that my earlier video, I think it was from like 16 minutes to 18 minutes in video 1. I mentioned it in video 2 at the end. I used IDS equals integration in 2 Easter eggs so far. I tried to hammer it home. There's no need to try to improve on the wheel, reinvent the wheel. There's no need. Integrate is what it is. Integration is what it is. IDS equals integration. Notice the book, Integrative Studies. So I didn't think I was asking, people to give me anything that I hadn't already emphasized this early in a course that's so introductory. I realize that. But I think the proof in the pudding for me is that 2/3 or 3/4 of you spotted that, knew that, to add that integration to your repertoire, to your strength in terms of defining, discussing, analyzing what it means to be interdisciplinary. Remember, I made the joke, I think, how to, integration, it's what separates us from the animals, kind of like opposable thumbs. But no, I mean that integration is what separates interdisciplinarians from multidisciplinarians, from cross-disciplinarians, transdisciplinarians, intradisciplinarians. Okay, and the pyramid explained that. We had readings on that. It's an important aspect. Why? Because I want to hardwire that to you. Why? Again, because it's going to be important, in my opinion, in my experience, as you move forward throughout your academic career and as well as your real life careers, personal lives, that you can articulate just what the heck it is that you studied at ASU. And if you use combine, blend, multiple things, you're missing the mark. Okay? Because it's like, okay, what's the difference between that and a double major? What's the difference between what you do and a major minor? You won't be able to go anywhere. It's a dead end. It's a dead end. But IDS equals integration, while it's not a complete one-to-one equal thing, which I'm going to explain down the road, it is as close as you can get to getting a good start on what's the difference. What's IDS? What is it? Well, it's integration. We do not abide by the disciplinary boundaries set by individual silos of learning, and I use that as well. And anytime I'm using words and you repeat those words in your discussions, your papers, what have you, I know you were listening and you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You're not going to do it better, okay? I'm sorry, that's just the reality of it. To start with IDS equals integration means that you can go from there. That's what we do different. We integrate. Yes, we work in multiple areas. We don't do this and that, multiple things, but we integrate. We strive to integrate. And some things you can't integrate. Integration is a tricky thing, and I'm going to get into that as we get into the readings. But IDS equals integration was what I was looking for, okay? And those who did that, were rewarded. I honestly wasn't even scoring anything in Part B. I'm sure everybody got everything right there. So that's where we stand there. If you didn't mention integration, you basically got 75% of the points because you didn't get it. I don't know where the, miscommunication, the short circuiting was, but if you sent me the Easter eggs and you wrote IDS equals integration twice, that means you listened to it, and then there was a disconnect between that and your discussion board. Okay? Now, if there's a question of rubrics, I would say no. Whatever rubric is in there, I'm keeping. Whatever rubric's not in there, it ain't happening. Okay? I'm accountable for how my scores are set. I can defend how I score something. And what would the rubric do? The rubric would tell you to use integration. Well, that kind of destroys the purpose of finding out if you're assimilating any of the things we're talking about. If you go through college here and expect you to get the answers here, write this paper, but include all this, well, what's the point? Okay, and remember, you're in a 300 level course now. Not sure if you've taken any 300 level courses, but if you haven't, understand that they require additional academic rigor, okay, and which means rigor meaning, where the heck is rigor? I had it here a second ago. Rigor. I'm sorry, hold on a second. This is irritating me. Did I have it in your notes? Huh. Could have sworn. I copied and pasted it. Oh, yeah, the quality of being extremely thorough, exhaustive, or accurate. So there's more of that here, which is indicative of why I say do the minimum. You'll get the minimum. Because think of the rationality. If you did the minimum of this course, should you get an A? I don't think so. I can defend that. Can you? If you said I no. And then above the minimum, yeah, now we're talking B. Above the minimum, we're talking A, okay? I think that's fair to everyone in terms of the effort you're putting in and the results you want to get, right? All right, so let's move on. Um, Formatting, I want you to be sure that in your discussion boards, if they're long, you just break them up, lines. Everything was fine in this one, so I'll get in formatting later. I don't know why I wrote that. Um, in terms of working ahead of the videos, some students do that, and it could be just because you're looking behind you and say, I got to keep going, got to keep going. And I get that. Some people are just saying my schedule, I got to get it done now. I get that, okay? But I caution you in terms of the videos I'm going to put out in a timely fashion is going to explain things more clearly. Okay. And I don't want you to waste your time doing a whole discussion board and then find out that one of the key things that's in the essence of that discussion board was totally missed by you. And what now you got to go in there and email me and waste a lot more time. So I really caution you to be careful about working too far ahead. If you have to, I get it, but be careful. That being said, I am looking closely at due dates. Okay. But I mean, you should be able to work during the week. I'm not, everybody should work work sometime during the week. But, I'm deciding if I push something back. I don't want to just jam it all to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because there are a lot of people who are just going to do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's going to come out like crap. And again, it's up to you. But, give me feedback if you want. I'll be happy to hear it. The discussion board, if it doesn't say a Word doc, you don't have to put it in a Word doc, okay? If it doesn't have a word count minimum, you don't have to worry about a word count minimum. All right, this last one did not have a word count minimum because it was a bunch of prompts. And I'm not going to sit here and copy and figure out how many words you answered, how many words were in the questions. No, it ain't going to happen. I mean, I could do it, but that wasn't of interest to me, okay? What's of interest to me is guiding students to make a serious and thorough effort to demonstrate academic rigor. Okay. All right. And then contact me if you need any help, major help, minor. If you just don't get it, if you just have you can't conceive of this or that, set up a call. I talked to a student this morning from my 302 class for over half an hour. We had a great conversation. All right, so let's get to Easter egg number one, 12 minutes in. Easter egg number one, guess what it is? You know what it is, right? IDS equals integration. Enough said. Okay, so the module two we're getting into now. We've got some required readings here. Make sure I'm looking at the right class, look at the required readings. All right, so I was jumping around to the grade book. Now let's go to modules. Let's take a look at these required readings. By the way, I'm really impressed with how everybody's keeping up. I've never seen a class this many people in it that there's not a lot of empty lines in my grade book that people didn't turn something in. That's pretty darn good. Pretty good. Okay, learning materials. Well, overview. That's Michael Prezdia's little magic page. He will discuss what the objectives are there. Take a look at that. What your module actions are. Okay, we get that, and we're going to move forward to this video. 5 points, Easter eggs. Next one is required readings. Okay, meat. It's a 1 page. Very, very important because it's going to talk to you again about intradisciplinary, cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary. Okay, it's a very important writing in this, and it's going to be on the quiz. Okay. So yeah, interdisciplinary studies a matter of definition. 1 page, old-time mimeographed. Anyways, okay. Humphrey's Why Integrative Learning. It's an article that is brief. It's just 2 pages. And it talks about why integrative learning. Why now? And yet it was dated 2005. But it's important. Why now? IDS equals integration. We're talking about integration, why integrative learning in a interdisciplinary course. We're using a textbook that says Introduction to Integrative Studies. Okay. All right. Okay. So then the other graphic illustrations on the pyramid and the approaches are important because it gives you a visualization of what it looks like to the disciplinary pyramid with intra on the bottom, one single discipline. Okay. Cross discipline, one discipline through another. Multidiscipline, two or more disciplines. Interdisciplinary, 2 or more disciplines with integration. Transdisciplinary at the top goes beyond the disciplines, includes stakeholders, other non-disciplinary things. And when I say disciplinary, talking about academia, academics, silos of learning and disciplines, okay? So I want you to remember that, get these things hardwired. Same with the approaches. We take a look at what it looks like from discipline to problem in all these areas. Look at those. Let me know if you can't open them. They're important. I'm not going to dwell on them too long because I'm already at 15 and a half minutes. All right, discussion 2.1, the disciplinary approach pyramid. This is important because, okay, so again, take a look. And remember what a discipline is and what it is not. A discipline is not a profession. For example, mathematician is not a discipline. Mathematics is a discipline. A politician, hey, that's political science. No, it's not. The politician could be a business owner and just ran for, senator and got in. It doesn't have anything to do with political science. May not know squat about it. Political science itself is a discipline. It's not an occupation. Okay? All right. A doctor is not a discipline because a doctor could be a PhD, could be medical, could be anything. Okay. And remember, those disciplines are capitalized too. So I'm trying to be really clear here. An occupation is not a discipline. Disciplines must be capitalized. Okay. Now, I noticed some of the things here that we're talking about: humanities, social sciences, science. That's too general. Those are big umbrellas over the disciplines. Okay. Humanities isn't really a discipline. It's College of Humanities. Inside the humanities, you might have American literature. You have other things. Same with the sciences. You got dozens of different types of sciences that are disciplines. Be careful that you don't go generalize too much. Okay. This exercise, you're going to, unfortunately, mass shootings and domestic terrorism, this thing's getting outdated, but I guess update. Have commonplace in the United States, pretend that the U.S. government decided to put together a bipartisan committee to examine this growing problem from a variety of perspectives. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 5 questions you're going to take. What does an intradisciplinary committee look like? What is a cross-disciplinary? What is a multidisciplinary? So remember, you can use occupations, but I need to know what they represent in terms of their disciplinary expertise. Okay, so that's important. You can't just give me occupations without telling me what the disciplines involved are. All right, you don't have to get too much into it. Okay, I'm not looking for a ton of stuff here. I promise you. I'd like you to get, as long as I know you've got these concepts of what disciplines are, what intra, cross, multi, inter, and transdisciplinary are, as long as you can articulate that in here, we're going to be fine. Okay, I'm not looking for long drawn out stuff. You don't have to solve the problem. You just have to say, what does it look like? And then for question 5, oh no, I mean that's it. Okay, so then I want you to respond thoughtfully to at least 2 of your classmates for up to 5 points per post. So it's 30 for the main post, 5 and 5 for the other posts. There is no word minimum. However, if you leave a response of 2 words to appear, it's not going to fly. Be at least, So let me know if you have any questions, but remember, read these closely. You may identify professions, and you should probably, but you must include the disciplines they represent as well. And I've harped on this stronger and stronger as I've gone through. Oh boy, a lot of people did it already. Okay. Well, hopefully you didn't mess up, right? Okay. Also, I think I had a couple of discussions in terms of the question. The prompt was in your own words. If it says in your own words, you shouldn't be citing anybody. Okay. I've got that. All right. So discussion 2.2 is describing the interdisciplinarian. That's 350 words. All right. And you've got there, and peer responses are not required. Then there's video 2, and then after video 2 is the plan of study and the quiz. Let me jump to the quiz first. Again, you can't do a quiz late. It's got to be done before it's due. This is 10 multiple choice questions followed by 20 true or false. It comes from chapters 1 and 2 in the text, and the articles by Meath and Humphreys. Okay, so that's where it comes from. So be sure to look at those, and I'm going to say that Easter egg number 2 is, where is it? Easter egg number 1. Easter egg number 2. Oh, Occupations are not disciplines. I really want you to remember that one too. Occupations are not disciplines. These are real strong hardwire memes I want you to get. But looking at the learning materials, again, so chapters 1 and 2, packed with important information. Okay, if you have any trouble with this, let me know. I'm not going to sit here and read it with you over, it doesn't make any sense, right? To do that, we can talk about it after in video 2, but chapter 1, defining integrative and interdisciplinary studies. You see how they're both featured in there, okay? The history of interdisciplinarity is in there as chapter 2, and they're pretty light reading. It's only 10 pages chapter 1 and 7 pages chapter 2, so you should handle that quite well. Then there's a plan of study. Now, I'm going to call this video in a second here or two, because I am going to talk about the plan of study in video 2, as well as some of the formatting issues, as well as my expectations for it, as well as, where is it? Here it is, plan of study. Okay, so there's an example there. I'll go over it really clearly with everybody, okay? So if you want to wait, please wait. Don't get ahead of yourself on this one, all right? And I'll explain it to you. But I'll save that for video 2, along with more information about, we're going over some of the important points here. I think, like I said, I'm gonna do module 2 video on the 22nd in 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nah, that's what it's due, but I'll put it out on Wednesday probably, okay? Well, Thursday, maybe Thursday, I guess. Yeah, Thursday probably, to prepare you for that plan of study and the quiz. I'll talk to you more about it when we get there. I hope that you're keeping pace okay. Questions, comments, concerns, always let me know. Those of you that emailed me and haven't gotten the answer you wanted, I still appreciate it. And I'm sorry that, that we weren't able to agree on certain things, but keep them coming. Easter egg number 3, complete quizzes by the due date. Complete quizzes by the due date, because they won't be open after that. So you got 3 very good Easter eggs there that really come clear in terms of what we're doing here. Please stay up with it. Keep in contact with me. Forks up, peace, peace.